Hello everyone, Linwoke here. We're going to be getting started on continuing our Land Raider from last week. Obviously, we finished getting our tracks filed down, so we'll be able to flow right into it. Obviously the tracks are our next step. I've got myself a little bit organized here. Hey Conan, how's it going today, my friend? See, we got our usual instant coffee here. So, yeah. Glad to hear you're doing well. Set that over there. Okay, so starting off on our... So you got our track pieces. Sipping bourbon and picking locks. That sounds like a good time. Alright. So it looks like we need one of these guys. In fact, I'm going to take out our little turret here for now. I don't have it glued in. I don't plan on gluing it in. Looks like that slots in like that, but that makes me... nervous because of how far down that is. Well, actually, this is going to go up on the top. Eventually. And that'll cover that up. Okay, so that is accurate. Good. Well, it gives me this nice little nub slot that I need to glue it into. Once you get the first piece in, it's all easy peasy from there when working on tracks. As much of a pain as it usually is. Now we got to be careful not to glue our moving piece there. So we're going to mostly put some on this side. Don't need a whole lot for tracks, just across some just across some of the area. Okay, so it's going to go from 1 to 2 to 3. There's 3. I don't really know if it matters for these little ones. There's 2, 4, 5 is the big one. That's easy. And 6, me, this guy, followed by 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to organize this other side too real fast. Once again, I don't really think it matters too much on the tiny ones. 9, 7, 2, 4. Saying that's that. 3, and this would be 8. Okay. So we are completely organized now. Kind of. Since when have we ever been truly organized on this channel? Alright, so that first piece should be pretty adequately set. So we're going to grab our 2 here. And you can dry fit first. down. Okay, should be good. Now, third piece. Fortunately, I have done a couple of tanks and a couple of rhinos, so I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit with tracks, but it can still be a struggle. But the great thing about tracks is you start from one end and you work your way to the other end. Now this one, we got that bar there that needs to be able to move. So I gotta make sure not to get glue on that. So we're gonna be gluing just on the other side of this piece. Our fourth piece. Now, this guy. Right, like that. And yeah, that'll fit right in. Perfect. Roll along here, just get a little bit down. We're also going to kind of attach it there and slot that in there. As much as I complain about doing tracks, once you get the first couple pieces where they belong, it becomes just rather monotonous. So we got our next big piece here. Fortunately, no moving part on this side. So we're going to slot that right in. Now we just got these last three little pieces, which are going to wrap around here and obviously get covered up by our back end here. Oh, nice, dude. I've always been kind of tempted to try lockpicking as a hobby, but you know, I spend enough money on my various 8 million other hobbies. Good evening, Elar. How's it going? And last one. Okay, that is our left side track complete. And we'll be able to get started on our right side. And then I think our next step after that is attaching our top piece. But we'll see. I'm just waiting for all these to make sure they're solid. And then we'll flip over and continue on. And it looks like I managed to not get any glue on our moving bit. So that is a win. Alright, so right side track's exactly the same. And I've got myself a little bit organized. We should be super easy. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Slot right in there. Alright. Now I don't have to worry about my coffee getting cold, so that is a win. Now I'm just going to try to power through this right side track so we can get started on the main meat, because I think in the next couple pages we're going to get started on the real guns. I could be mistaken. That was actually a very dangerous drop there. Because I forgot the tiny little bit of a moving part I got on this side. Alright, should be good. I got complacent, and complacency kills. But we should be good. Gotta be a bit more cautious. Time for a long piece. Fortunately, like I said, tracks are, they can be a pain, but they follow a very distinct pattern. I think, in fact, I'll talk about my most painful track experience here after I get this done. I mean, that was a nightmare. But we will get there. So I can put the glue down for both of the other pieces and blink and doink. All right. So we got our tracks done on both sides. Cap this for right now. Gotta make sure I know what our next steps are. So, the most painful track experience so far working on Warhammer models was with my Lehman Russ. Or one of my Lehman Russes. I still need to build the other two. So one of these spots that's only one tread length, I forget which side it was on, but as I was putting the last piece in, it fell inside the empty space inside the freaking side of the tank, and I had to rip most of the tracks off it, which were already starting to solidify from the glue, so I could dig the damn thing out because it got jammed in. That was a nightmare. Then I had to glue all the tracks back on again. It's like, what the heck? Okay. Now that little horror story's done. Yeah, we got the gun set up. Got the tracks on. Alright. Yeah, that was terrible. And I've got 2 more Lehman Russes to build. So that's okay, let's see. I'm guessing that's, yeah, that's those guys, I think. Boop, 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 boop. So we got a few more pieces to cut off the sprue before we get on to putting this guy on. Sounds good, Conan. So we need our headlights. Now, I don't know how long the rest of this build is going to take. After I get these pieces out, I'll check our instructions. I can usually make a pretty educated guess. Okay, that's... In fact, that's the last I need this sprue, so I'm going to put that onto the side for now. Anything I need from this one? Okay, so I need these guys. What are they? Yeah, I need to try to be on frame. I'm just cutting out these armored bits right now. Slide our tank over. Well, I do hope everyone's having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday, but at least it's not Monday. Okay, that's those two pieces. Now these. Those are the questions. Because I'm pretty sure I have alternative pieces for that. Because I think that is... yeah. That's these two guys. See, when I got my the Black Templar wing of my army, I got the Black Templar chapter upgrade, which came with some vehicle doors. And it have, obviously, Black Templar iconography on them, which is great. Curious about these ones, though. I wonder if those go on a rhino. Well, that's a rhino front plate, so yeah, probably. Where's that flag? So I think that these two might be the last things we need on that one. Oh, and I can throw some tiny pieces onto the back. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Our next step after that is the gun systems. Okay. So we'll do these, then we'll get to work on the guns. Grab our blade here. Our standard disclaimer: respect your blades. Be very careful when using them. They are very sharp. So don't hurt yourself when you're practicing your hobbies. Okay, that's our Respect your blades and they will respect you. That is our standard safety disclaimer. Now, I do have big news. Starting in May for this particular stream, we're going to be changing it up a little bit. The reason I'm waiting until May is... well, there's going to be a couple of other changes in May, as I kind of alluded to yesterday during our Mapping Monday. One of the big changes will be with Mapping Monday. The start time will be changing from 7 p.m. PST to 6 p.m. PST on Mondays, but it'll still end at 8, so a whole extra hour of map work. And the Warhammer stream will go through a slight change as well, though it will still run for the exact same 2 hours that we've been doing. I will explain the change on our May 1st Saturday live stream. But we will get there. Aside from that, I don't really have any real announcements as far as this stream is concerned. Aside from once May comes around, we'll be moving on to the next phase of the operation. Take that as you will. Good. Grab our file here. So yeah, starting in May, on our Mapping Monday and Warhammer Tuesday. What's up, homie? Why would I tell you now and ruin the surprise? Well, my friend, you are officially my first live YouTube comment. I could give you a lecture on being on YouTube at work, but I'm certainly not one to talk about that. I think everything's good. Just relaxing and working on a tank. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's a 2 minutes behind thing is, I think, pretty common on the YouTube side. Seems like there's more of a delay than usual when I'm doing the dual stream on both Twitch and YouTube. Didn't realize it was like 2 minutes though. Jesus. Yeah, I gotcha. Well, your day will be over eventually. Right. So are these exactly identical? It looks like they are. Good. Makes things a little bit easier. Looks like we get this guy set up first. Yeah. Jesus. Well, I can't expect the work Wi-Fi to work 100% of the time. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, we got our headlights in. So now we're gonna figure out exactly how this is supposed to fit in. Actually, that seems pretty simple, but it's also kind of off here in the back. And once I get the glue on, it should be fine. Yeah. All right. So we basically just glue all the way across both of those. And get her on there. Goes down a tiny bit over these tracks to cover them up. I'm just gonna make sure it lines up quick. And kind of hold it in position a little bit while it starts to solidify. Well, yeah, exactly. Hit it with the hammer. Well, I would, but it's made out of plastic, so maybe if I had a rubber mallet. So if anyone's confused highly on the Twitch side, my best friend for the last like 20 or so years has joined us in commenting on the YouTube side. I'm saying I got our handy chat box in the bottom left corner there for any sort of well, I had no illusions that this was going to end up perfect, but I think it looks pretty much perfect. Alright, so now we got next steps. Get these little guys and the doors on. Welcome back, Conan. Alright, so these guys are slide over like so, I think, yeah. Well. That's gonna work. Let's get these guys down. And oh yeah, I did miss the alignment a tiny bit. Nah, it's good enough for government work. Okay. So I don't think it matters which side we put either of these doors on. And that'll slide in perfect on that side, and it will slide in perfect on that side. So we're good to go there. Should need to put a tiny bit more glue right there. Make sure that connects. Well, I'm glad you're digging the music. Definitely got a little bit of variety going. Okay. Just gotta decide which side of the tank I want which iconography on. I think I kind of like that one being on the other side. So, yeah, 3 on the top. And the 2 on the bottom. Super easy to put a door on. And the table itself will hold that door in place while we put in another one. So we need 3 on top, 3 on bottom. Check, check, check. That's how both our doors on. That is the last for this step. So time to cap our glue again. Those are solid. Doors are still opening and closing properly. Let's throw our gun back on. So now for the good part. We gotta cut out and add on all our machine guns. But yeah, your last car was definitely a royal pain for you. Okay, so So we're going to cut out both sides of our machine guns here, and then we'll sort it out. Fortunately, they only really go together one way, and I think both sides are pretty much... So actually those two are aside, so I'm going to assume that the piece right next to them is for these guys. Well, I mean... I guess you could say that Imperium has very good vehicle design. Alright, so after those... So we need these two guys. Fortunately, they each fit in only one way, so it doesn't matter if I get these a tiny bit mixed up. Because based on the holes in the back, one is going to go on one side and the other one's going to go on the other side. I'll figure that out here in a second. Aside from that, we got... Now we're going to need these two. I think these are identical. Yep, seems that way. So that'll be easy. We need these 2 bits, or 4 bits, I should say. Come on, come on. Now these also seem identical on either side. So I don't think it matters much here, and I'm gonna have to kind of frickin' shove it in. Come on. Ah. Anything will fit if you shove it in hard enough. Okay. So we gotta shove it in really hard 2 more times. I'm intentionally saying this the way I'm saying it for exactly that reason, Conan. I gotta shove it in. Gotta approach this from a different angle and just kind of shove. I broke the whole sprue. Well, I question the legality of putting machine guns on a motor vehicle. I'm no expert. Okay. Alright. What else do we need? Looks like we need these 4 pieces across here. And then we'll be able to file these down and get our guns on there. Well, yeah, I mean, anything's legal as long as you don't get caught. Well, that could have been bad. Almost fell off the table. Okay, so that's... Just want to make sure I got all the bits I need for these guns out. Looks like it. Okay. Let's get them prepped to put together. Sorry about the noise there. I had to adjust my chair. Okay, we've already had our safety briefing on sharp pointy things. So I don't need to go into that again. That is. So is that a point where I have to trim? Yes, it is. Check. Dun, dun. Well, I suppose you can think what you want. Trying to get through the trimming very efficiently and quickly so we can move on to bigger and better parts of the operation. So now this probably isn't the most, unless unless the red starts coming all over the place, it's not the most entertaining. Actually, this part makes me nervous. Go away from myself. I just have to mostly file that piece down. Yeah, I'm just gonna file this one down. That'll work fine. So we're almost done with the blade portion of this particular section. And yeah, not overly fond of the idea of nicking myself with an extremely sharp blade. Like been there, done that. Not fun. So, working quickly, but not carelessly. Well, I mean, mechanical egg's definitely a thing in Warhammer. Alright. Get rid of all this plastic debris. Well, yeah. Yeah, we were. Well, yeah, I mean, we were dumb kids. We were absolutely dumb kids. Very true. So once we get all these pieces filed, we can put our machine guns together. If anyone on Twitch is highly confused, I have a YouTube viewer right now who's been my friend for, been my best friend for like 20 years or something. And to keep YouTube and Twitch slightly connected, that's why I have that big old text box in the lower left hand corner of the screen. So that the chat on both sides can be seen by both sides. I could have swore we passed being besties for, why'd I say that word that way? Oh my lord. For 20 years. It's only 19 though? I think you're messing with me. In 80 more years, that seems... Yeah, not saying we're both not going to live till we're in our hundreds, but... Suppose we'll see. Gotcha. So we're gonna... I think these bits on either side are relatively interchangeable, but we will find out. So that's actually... figure out how exactly this goes. Okay, that's the... take that around. So that's how it's going to fit together on that side, then... that'll go on there. Well, that seems pretty simple enough. Why would I not glue that? That doesn't make any sense. Put one of these guys in the back here. So I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. Plates. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how this is going to go together before I start gluing anything. Well, yes. Okay, so that is on the side. Fortunately, there's a skull on both of these pieces, so if you get the skull the right way up, you know you have it on the right side. So that'll go over there. I'm going like this. With this one going in like this. And I'll be able to rotate. Okay, these are very easy to do. So that means all this other stuff. Okay. Since those are both the same, it's very easy. You got this guy. One will go on one side, the other will go on the other side. I don't think it really matters on these guys. So I think that'll... go like that, yeah. Alright. Take all this apart again, because now we get to glue it. In fact, the only thing we need to glue here is this gun onto this. Perfect. Tick. Damn it. Okay, there we go. There's that. Put that slot there. There's that. That solidifies. We'll get started on this other side. Front towards enemy. Check. There. Very simple construction on these. Once you know how it goes together. Okay, well that one solidifies. We're going to switch back to our start piece. That one in, and this one. Don't need to glue those. So in fact, we're going to do the same on this side. Lower piece. Piece. All right. Dun, dun. So how exactly do these glue in here? There's kind of a groove. Yes, I can do it. And boink. Good on that side. Time for our other side. Slot right in there. That one's giving me a little bit more grief, but we got it. Make sure those guys get solidly on there, and we'll throw our sounds good, my friend. Drive safe on your way. I gotta be a little bit careful on these guys. Put a very tiny amount of glue so that it doesn't drip down onto the part that rotates. Okay. So we got that side just fine. Do the same over here. And then we'll be able to put them onto the tank. Right, yeah, exactly. So obviously based on the orientation, this will go on this side, this one will go on this side. Seems like everything's pretty much solid. In fact, I'm gonna scout ahead because that's gonna be super easy. Right, I'm gonna take this out so it doesn't fall off. We're gonna start with this guy. So 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Do one on the other side too, just to make sure it's solid. Well, that does not fit in like I thought it would. Alright. So I need to adjust how I'm going to glue this. Which is fine. So we're going to leave that sit for a second. And we'll do the other side. It'll be all good. Then we'll have all of the, well, almost all of the guns on it. Our next phase, I'll be working on our top part. So basically all the detail bits. Got some smoke canisters, some couple of little pieces of iconography that I can throw on. Yes, exactly. Lots of guns. We got our little sponson, no, our little double machine gun that we can put on top. Put that in there for now. Okay, so that should be pretty solid. Feels like it. On the other side, can't just lay it. I guess I can a tiny bit. And that right in there. Shouldn't take too long to solidify, and that'll be it for our glue for this phase. So I'm going to get this capped up again. Then we just got our little guy that sits on top and our last little detail pieces, and we are done with the Land Raider. Feels solid. Then we got our machine guns on either side. So this one definitely rotates a bit better. So I think I made a mistake on the gluing on this side at some point, and I actually need a tiny bit more glue. Up in that area. I tried to turn it and weakened it slightly. So I'll do rotation tests after we're completely rock solid. Obviously, put this guy right back in there. Okay. I could throw a melted gun on this, or a storm bolter. That's interesting. Oh, there it is. Thinking Actually, kind of thinking the Melta have a little bit more anti-tank punch. Yeah, Stormbolter is good for anti-infantry, but I think having a more powerful weapon. I think the more powerful of the two options is what we're gonna go with. Yeah, melt the heretics with holy fire. Yeah. So that's definitely what we're gonna go with. Looks like I need that, and I need these two pieces. Look like. Plus, we got those 2 banks of 6 heavy machine guns already, so we have plenty of anti-infantry on our tank. So having a little bit of anti-tank on it too, definitely a benefit. So I think the Melta is definitely the way to go. That, and I need which of these two? When nothing is labeled. Yay. Oh. Okay. Have a good night, Conan. Thanks for hanging out. It's like, which one is it? It's very, very obvious now which one it is. So how does our guy factor into how the Melta is built? Guessing it's basically the same. Okay, I need this. My clippers were oriented the correct way. This would be easier. So I need that. I'll need to make a torso, which I got the 2 bits here. So, depending on how much time we have left after we finish up our tank here, I've got a couple of other things I can work on that are quote-unquote maybe on the relatively quick scale. Maybe. And I feel like I know what I'm going to work on next Tuesday. Now, obviously we're going to be having our changes in May. Which that'll be cool in my opinion. Okay, so these are identical, it looks like. So boom, boom. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone takes the May changes. So I need the guy's arms with those. In fact, I might as well grab the smoke canisters since I'm clipping stuff anyway. And I will need them. Okay. Last thing I need is the guy's head. Which head do I want? The one with the helmet on is a little bit cooler. And when in doubt, rule of cool. Okay, that one's small blade. When an area is just far too small for even shoving it in harder, you gotta pull the blade out. Got no problem with that at all. And I think that is everything we need for this first thing. So we got a few pieces to work with, so we're just gonna hammer through this before we cut out our next little bits. So I believe this is the one that goes back here. Technically it could go on the front one too. Huh. Though. What I could do is kind of like I did with the Bane Blade and leave them independent of gluing them onto the overall thing. But we'll see. I totally don't need to make a decision on that anytime soon. Kind of funny, I actually do not have a whole lot of anti-tank weapons amongst my infantry. That's going to change when I start building my Imperial Guard though, which that'll be a tedious project over the weekend. But Sunday, me and my best friend, the one who graced us with his presence via YouTube, are going to be hanging out Sunday night and actually playing a game of Warhammer. Which that'll be interesting. Because he doesn't know a whole lot about Warhammer. But we don't really have time to hang out much anymore. So it's more of an excuse to do that than anything. Plus, it'll be, well, my first game of Warhammer. So I'm aiming to get as much stuff done over the weekend as I can. So that come Sunday, we can not worry about points at all, but balance based on, you know, I think power level, I think is the easy thing to balance. Obviously, I know of how a few things are going to work already. Like, I have an Imperial Knight Crusader that we built together on stream, and I've got a Baneblade. So that's part of the balancing right there, though they aren't nearly the same strength level. Because the Imperial Knight has a, when I understand it, invulnerable save. Something about shielding. Yeah. So that'll be an interesting little adventure. Playing our first game of Warhammer. So yeah, looking forward to that. Plus, like I said, hanging out with my best friend is not something that happens often. So any opportunity. So we're almost done working through the bits we have cut out. Hopefully we finish. We'll finish the Land Raider today. I'm kind of hoping I finish with enough time to work on one of the things I have sitting over here in the background. File out. But we'll see. It's just a Sisters of Battle hero model. Frail Stern and her Eldar compatriot Kaganel. I finally made that purchase last weekend, and I have them all prepped and ready for gluing. So we'll see if I have time after Land Raider's done to finish them up too. Now next Tuesday will be the last stream before the change in May, which I will go into detail on in our I believe May 1st is our Saturday cosplay stream, so that'll start off May, and I'll make my standard Saturday announcements before the stream starts, and that'll cover the time change for Mapping Monday plus the extension of that, and that'll cover what we're going to be working on the following Tuesday. So that'll be May 4th, I believe. And that'll be our first Warhammer stream of the new month. And we'll be doing a little bit of a change. So to speak, we'll be moving on to the next phase of the operation. And that's about as much of a hint as I'm going to give for right now. So take that as you will, anyone watching this. And maybe eventually we'll be able to do some battle reports for the channel. Now I know this coming Sunday I'll be playing with my homie, but it's like I'm not nearly on the ready to do any sort of battle report action. Oh, if I did for whatever reason film this following Sunday, it'd be like, total noobs play Warhammer. But I'm not gonna do that. Because I make a fool of myself plenty without having my first ever game of Warhammer being published. So I'm gonna push to get our Land Raider here done. I'm also gonna push to try to, I don't have time to work on that frail stern. Now, I only got half an hour left. Of course, I don't need to file or prep her, because I've already done that. But we still got a little bit to do on this guy. Well, and by that I mean our gun placement is going to go up here. I'll probably set it up so that it can rotate. And then we just have this guy, our couple of smoke canisters, which I'll figure out a good place to put. And I've got some iconography that I can use. I don't know if I'm going to put any of that on it today. We will see. Okay, so got our melting gun here. Okay, I kind of know how this works now. So these are gonna go like that. Then they're gonna glue to the gun itself, I guess. And of course, them being on the gun will solidify its position. Okay, so we're good. Of course, we'll put the armor plate back here. Okay. Be interesting to see how badly this goes wrong. Actually, that didn't go wrong at all. So, I'm actually very pleasantly surprised by that. Then we got our armor plate. In fact, I'm gonna put the glue on this side because it's a little bit easier. Well, if I stopped moving it around, it would have a chance to dry. Okay. I'll start putting together our Space Marine dude that's going to man the gun. Torso's good. All right, so this guy's gonna go up from below. That's gonna glue on for him. Right. So the hard part on this is getting everything lined up rather quickly. The arms have to be connected to our guy here. But I also need to connect this to this. Okay. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, he's been pushed away. Okay. Scoot him closer. Yeah, the hardest part is getting a bunch of parts that can move to stay together long enough to solidify. Damn it. Do I have something I can use to hold him up? All right. That looks all right. So I'll need to put the head on him. That's no problem. Shoulder pads. That's no problem. The issue is the hatch covers. Those are a pain. So while the rest of him solidifies, we're gonna take a look at our next step here. So all the extra stuff. Go ahead and leave our glue uncapped for now. I don't typically do that. So from this. Now this one, gonna have a dude poking out, but I think I'm gonna have it closed. Ooh. Ooh, that's, yeah. Okay. Sweet. That's awesome. Okay. So I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Just like throw an extra gun on it. And I'm absolutely gonna throw an extra gun on it. Put our storm bolter on it too. Okay, so I think, yeah, that looks dry. So we're gonna cut out our storm bolter. Gives me an option to add an extra machine gun. I'm gonna add an extra machine gun. Hell yeah. Make sure I separate these pieces out so they don't get mixed in. Okay, that came right off. Good. I'm gonna need this guy. Okay, this is awesome. So aside from that, we got some iconography that we can use. Build an antenna sort of deal. Make sure we have good comms. Because if you have good comms, you can yell "For the Emperor" as many times as you want. Okay, so I can build either a searchlight or a little radar dish here and do the light. Because light seems easier to make. Which is also this piece. Okay, now we got all that out. Now it's just iconography part. Of course, I don't really need anything on this front end because I already have all that Black Templar stuff from our Black Templar sprue. So we are going to finish getting this guy together. Looks good. Like I said, the biggest pain about this is going to be the but the head and the shoulder plates, super easy. Hold off, wait for that to solidify, then we'll do our pain in the butt portion. In fact, it would behoove me to have... I can use these guys. That way the doors are propped up by something. Hopefully that works as planned. Hopefully. In fact... I don't know for sure because of the weight that this has, so we're going to need to grab this out again. Just make sure it's not leaning forward so that those have a level playing field to dry on. Damn it. Way closer. Alright. Just using all the tools at your disposal to make things a little bit easier on yourself. So I'm actually going to cap this for now. Now, figure out my iconography situation here over the weekend. Not too stressed about that. Oh wow, that's not good. Why did that start peeling away? Okay, how am I gonna prevent this from moving? Because I've got to keep this locked in position while that... I have an idea. That will work. That will work. Okay, so we're gonna trim down these, and it doesn't look like we're really gonna have much time to work on the ferrule stern. So that's a shame. We have big changes coming in May. We've got big plans. And hopefully I can get a fair bit of stuff done this weekend. I've taken the opportunity to take a little bit of time off work. So I'm actually going to have a 5-day weekend, which is awesome. fact, this is the first real time I've taken time off work since I got the full-time position. So it'd be glorious to get some extra sleep for a change. Plus, if I get all my army building out of the way, that'll free me up to do other things. And obviously, playing a game of Warhammer with my best friend, powerful motivator to get some stuff done. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, just spending some time to relax. I've actually gotten a lot of stuff done on the building side of Warhammer the last few weeks. I've been averaging like 25 to 30 infantry models a weekend. It has been a process. Well, that's it for our blade on this pit. Obviously, we're using the blade box to hold up our Land Raider to make sure that glue solidifies like it should. But yeah, I'm hoping that this weekend will give me the chance to play some catch-up. So I can actually get ahead of all of our stuff that we're working on. But we'll see. And there's always the threat of starting a new project. But fortunately, as far as building is concerned for a Warhammer, well, we still got a long way to go, because I still need to do up Daughters of Khaine army. And even though they have currently postponed releases, as far as Games Workshop is concerned, the Sisters of Battle are going to be getting some pretty significant gains sometime in the next few months. So I'd like to be pretty much caught up by the time that drops. Because I'll be getting, you know, a couple of character models, some infantry models, because I like those new halberd infantry. I kind of kit bashed a Palatine, but I do want to get at least one of them in an official capacity. But my next big step is I'll show everyone here in a second. Yeah, looks like I'll be running a little bit over because I do want to complete the Land Raider, but we only have a few pieces left aside from iconography. So in fact, I don't actually think we're going to go over, which is nice. So, just don't line off. So those should be solid now. Yep. Good. Making use of the bases for some of my heavy weapons teams. And This like came out of the slot that it was supposed to sit in. That's really annoying. Well, if I need to glue that again off screen, I'm not going to worry about it. Get our heavy weapons there, put them back in. Got our dude back here with the Melta. That is sitting at kind of an angle. Awesome. But that's fine. He's trying to be a gangsta, I guess. So get all our. We're not using the box to prop the tank up anymore. Get all our blades safely back in there. And let us finish up. So we're going to glue using this one. There. Thicker end towards the front on that. Okay. Put some glue in our cross here, and doink. Not sure exactly how this glues in on this side, but we're just going to throw a little bit around the rim. Call that good. Figure out how these two bits glue together. Super easy like. Sweet. Put some glue right there. I'm gonna glue the lens into position. That'll be all we need on that. And we glue our antenna into position. Obviously gives us a nice little hole to work with. Super easy. Now we just glue this stuff onto the tank. Well, our little turret, I just fit right in there. Don't need to glue that. I'll probably glue that guy into position, but we'll see. Okay, as far as everything else is concerned, put our little searchlight there, roughly in this spot. Yeah, I kind of like that angled out. Throw our antenna right there. That's centered, looks good. And our smoke canisters. So it's suggesting here and here. I think that could work. like the idea of putting them right above the headlamps, though. Eh. This works. I'll try to get them even on both sides, but we will see. Damn it. And that is that. I'll probably need to work on this side machine gun again, just to make sure it's... Honestly, as long as it's secure, I don't really mind one way or another. But that is our Land Raider complete. Just in time, too. We got a couple minutes left. So yeah. Melt a Storm Bolter, twin, I think, heavy bolters, and rack of 6 on either side. Obviously, I don't want to turn it all the way over because I don't have those glued on, but we have, and we managed to preserve the capability of this to open. So our Land Raider is done. So I'll figure out that iconography over the weekend. And I've got some other iconography that I could throw on it, which I probably will. So we'll see. So obviously, put this guy away. So that is our Land Raider. Now I just got to get it painted and everything, and we'll be all good. Now the main thing I have left, I got this stack of heavy weapons teams for the Imperial Guard. I've got this mass of Imperial Guard infantry and some other stuff. 2 Lehman Russes and a Chimera that I have prepped to build, which probably won't be on stream because I'll want to have them done before Sunday. But we'll have to see what we get on to next week. Aside from that, big changes coming in May, as I've alluded to. So stay tuned on that. Official announcements will be made on the May 1st Saturday live stream. Plus, I'll keep the Discord apprised of things. And yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. PST, I'm actually standardizing all my start times. So we'll be doing Warships Wednesday. We'll start with our traditional Yamato match, and then we're going to play nothing but cruisers the rest of the night. But yeah, so we finished our tank. I'm very happy. Now it can go and machine gun things. But yeah, this is it's pretty much the end of the stream. I'll look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow for some good old Warships Wednesday. We're going to be shooting some boats. But until then, peace.